Hi guys, Darren Simmons here for the Game Institute. Welcome back to the level design tutorial. We're in part 10 and today we're going to be focusing on something cool we found on the asset store. Now these buildings we've got here, although they're cool, they're only exterior. And it's always bothered me a little bit. But what I found today... Oh, what the hell's happened there? Something weird. Just let me check this before we go any further. Something weird's gone on. Have a look. The concrete has gone a little bit strange. That will be why. Normal map's gone to shit. I don't know what happened there. About that. Okay, that was strange. I was messing around with them earlier, but that probably that's probably what did it. So anyway, so we wanted to replace them. So what we did is we went onto the asset store and we found this really cool pack here. If I can find it. These buildings, they're exactly the same scale as the ones we're using, and they've got interiors, and they've got 3 different levels to them. So you can actually put these in. You can basically go and make your own levels, and you can all the doors and everything open, so you can do all sorts of things to them. I'll show you where the pack is now. Okay, I'll show you which one it is in case you want to follow along and buy the pack. So go to Asset Store. Reposition my mic a minute. I'll go to my downloads. There, it's by a company called Polypixel. It's Post-Apocalyptic World 1.0. I've also bought the Medieval Village because there's I'm going to be starting a level design channel soon, not just focusing on Dead Earth, just making different levels with different assets, make some cool stuff. So I downloaded that, a load of, we've also got lots of stuff that we downloaded for the Rising, so I'll be using some of that as well. So this post-apocalyptic world is pretty cool. This is interesting. It's $85. I bought it earlier. It was $75, so it's already got. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm reading it in. Am I reading that in euros or is that a dollar sign? Anyway, it's about $75. And we just played a little video here. You can see that it's it comes with lots of different things here. There we go. So signs, bushes, shrubs and trees. I mean, we have many of those anyway. You've got buildings, there's some stores. So there's lots of cool stuff. You've also got interior design stuff like chairs and tables and stuff. Just wait for them to load in. So lots of cool stuff you can actually use in some of the other buildings as well, actually. Don't think I'll be using that. Lots of stuff. It actually looks better than that in the scene. I don't know why it looks bad there. So lots of cool things to do in this pack. So we went and bought it, and I've had a mess around with it this afternoon. And yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. We've got a store here with some tills, all cool for ducking down and fighting zombies. And it's just going to make the city feel a lot more alive when we can actually go in and to these buildings and we can make quests in the buildings. I.e., let's go into this. We need to go to the top floor. There's a computer up there with a hard drive in it, and there's some important data on there because this is where Doctor used to live, and she had some news on the virus or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and I'll show you what I did today with these. We're going to go and we're going to leave some of them here because they do look cool. These red brick buildings. This is what we're using for the dirty apartments. So we're going to be leaving. In fact, this needs to be expanded. It's not quite big enough, but that's not a problem. We can do that in time. So we'll go over to some of our red buildings. Let me think where the best place to be would be. The industrial ones can stay. It's really just for houses that need to go. Obviously, we're relying a lot on these at the moment, and they're not the best really for an American town. But they're cool because you can go in and out of them. So we would want to go over to this street here, I believe. Here we go. So we'll basically get rid of these completely. I'm not going to get rid of all of them, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Because I'm going to use some of that ivy, and that will just come straight across. Right, so let's go to our post-apocalyptic. We've got a post-apo, which is our original post-apocalyptic building set, and we've got post-apocalyptic. So we go to our prefabs, custom prefabs that I've made, and I'm pretty sure it's house 3, yeah. So if we more or less line these up with this house, let's go from the top, it might be easier. Yeah, that sort of thing. Then what we can do is we can take some of this ivy. Yeah, that's pretty well lined out really. We can take some of this ivy like this, duplicate it, drag it across onto this house, and it still actually works quite well. Probably yeah, we'll bring it up a little bit like that and across. No, I can probably go back like that. Perhaps that. See, it still actually works quite well there. We've also got, hold on, is this the one without the furniture in it? No, this is one with the furniture in it, that's cool. I put furniture in earlier, and some of it comes with furniture anyway. And then we can take the ivy from the top, duplicate that, bring it across here, drop it down. So you've got that sort of thing there. So it kind of fits in with the rest. We can also use this one again if we just change the shape slightly. So across here. Place that one on there like that. That sort of thing. Could actually scale it out slightly as well, so it looks a bit different. Like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm quite happy with that. So that's why I left that building there. So now we can get rid of that one. Ah! That was silly. Right. Ah! Okay, I see what's happening here. We're going to have to break this building 5 we want to delete, but we don't want to delete the ivy. So let's have a look. Is it all ivy clones? Yeah. So we don't want to delete that ivy, that ivy, that ivy, so we'll just delete this. And that. Still did it. Okay, that's a real pain in the ass. I'm probably just not thinking it. Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. It was all part of the same prefix, so we just had to dissociate it with it. So we've got that now. We can bring these houses over. Duplicate them across. We can always change things slightly afterwards. Like so. We can actually join these together, which is cool. Okay, not always cool. It's too close. There we go. like so. And again. Do it from the back. Like that. So we've quite easily got now a row of pretty cool houses. Now if we move these over together, so ivy going to come as well? No, it's not. Now it should. Bring those over like that, we should be able to fit one more in. Like so. I've messed around with the textures and the normal maps a little bit as well. They were a bit plain when they came in. So we've got that, and then we can just duplicate this back over. Perhaps with this one we'll just let's put that one to the side and see what that looks like. It might be quite cool. Yeah, that sort of thing. And then we'll put another one of these over. Like that. Oh, and one more. But let's tilt that one slightly the other way. And then that one again can come across. Like that. So that straight away, it doesn't look too, I don't think it looks too regimented. Possibly that one could go a bit higher. Like that. Actually, let's bring it over slightly. And let's stretch it out slightly. It's got slightly different patterns to each one. Like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, the bus is fine. Perhaps move over slightly. Like that. Okay, so we've got something else that's going a bit strange here. Something's happened to my normals. What's happened to them? Yeah, that's better. Let's give a look out for that, guys. I'm not sure what's going on there. A bit weird. Okay, so straight away then, I'm obviously very different size, so we're going to have to bring the terrain up a bit. To meet it. Bloody hell. Got my opacity set right up. Slightly bigger brush size. Again, we can do the fine tuning afterwards. Too much. That sort of thing. Let's just double check now. Yeah, we've got a little bit of bush coming through, a little bit of bush. So now what we'll do is we will go to our, I think the bushes, yeah, our tree section. Brush size right down and get rid of some of this stuff that we definitely don't want on our floor. There we go. really no need for trees and shrubs under the buildings. I'm not really sure where that one's coming from. There we go. So straight away, sort of quite quickly, we've actually got ourselves... I see what's going on here. We need to drop these all down a bit. Well, that's a problem. You see these come with their own little front garden bit, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So we're going to want that to kind of sink in like that. Yeah, that's better. Probably going to have more shrubs coming through now, but yeah, a few more. Nothing major. I don't even notice, but I keep bloody closing the window up a bit more every time I do it. Okay, nothing in that one. That wasn't really a problem, that one. Bit of naughtiness going on here. A little bit at the front. And that's it. And they do actually look pretty grand, I think. Okay, we didn't move this one down a bit. That needs to go down a bit. Okay, we've still got building 5 linked to it. So I think we're going to have to get rid of that one. And put our own ivy on. Okay, that's a bit of a pain in the ass, but that's not a problem. But we'll do that later. I want to show you the shop as well now. So let's find a nice place to put a shop. Anyway, really, I'm just trying to find a place that actually looks okay. We just want a shop in the middle of nowhere, do we? Let's have a look. Got one there. We could have one at the other end of this row, in fact, if we wanted to. So, or we could replace that shop, actually, and we could use that somewhere else, because that doesn't stick out like a sore thumb, that one. So let's get rid of Mandy's. Right, Mandy's whole shop we want. Okay. Right, well, it should have been a prefab. I'm not sure why it's not. Whoops. No, I didn't want to do that. There we go. That should be it. I'd call it Mandy's sign, which was a bit stupid. I was bound to get into trouble with that. Okay, so now let's find the shop. Which I believe is here. One pivot. So we're looking at about that, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, needs to be lowered quite a bit. To about that. Looks about right. There we go. I think that looks a bit better. It looks a bit more within the setting of these other buildings. We can put Mandy's shop somewhere else. As I said, we're going to keep these just exterior, because when we go to this door here, we'll teleport over to our dirty apartments. We are going to need to make this bigger, which isn't a problem. We can do that anytime. We've also got another building here, which is... Oh, something else I did, which I want to talk to you about. I made some window boards. God, it's getting massive now. Which I believe... You can use them for anything, but I made them specifically for these houses. Here, look. Like that. They're quite cool, and if you want to make it double secure, you can just swing it round, drop it in, and you get that sort of thing. So I'll leave that like that. You can have a mess around with that one. So yeah, so a good asset pack. There's another house I haven't found anywhere to put yet, which is I'll just put it into things so you can see it. No. Right, house 1A and house 1. Not sure what the difference is. Let's put house 1 in there. Yeah, that's the same. And house 1A. Right, so house 1A is completely empty. House 1 is the one I made with all the stuff in it, all the interior. So the new house would be this one. Here. Don't believe there's anything in it. Again, these doors can be opened and closed. Like so. And this is quite a cool house. Just put your own furniture in it. But what's great about it is it's a very tall house. All of these rooms are decorable. Or decoratable, I should say. Room for a toilet there. Right the way up to the top. And what's cool is obviously you come to the top here and you can see right down the street. Lovely. Yeah, so that we're at the top now. So yeah, so that kind of gives the whole thing a bit more depth. I don't think you'd ever buy a house here, looking out on that, but there you go. So we can find somewhere to put that later. I just wanted to show you these assets, and if we go to the folder, we can see that there's lots of stuff in there. We've got let's have a look. Kitchen cabinets, lots of different ones. We're looking down here incidentally. And we've got... Oh, this is completed buildings. They've completed these buildings themselves. They're just completely empty. Oh, we've also got this one. This industrial building. Again, I've not put it in. It's not... If we have a look at it, it's nothing special, to be honest. And we've got lots of buildings like that already, if you look at it. It's just really... Actually, no, that's quite cool. But as I said, we have got quite a lot of stuff like that. And then we've got... That's my custom... Here's my custom prefabs that I made myself. We've got lots of different foliage, birch trees, stuff like that. But again, not a great fan. The bushes are a bit... Actually, the bushes aren't bad when you see them in the actual... I'm not sure whether... So look. Whether those bushes are actually going to be affected by the wind or not. I haven't tried yet whether the wind force actually affects them. We've got different grasses here. Lots of different grass. Weeds. Some are a type of ivy. And then we got these trees here. Which, I don't know, to be honest, they are actually quite a bit better than the trees we're using. So I'm just gonna Just going to play the scene a minute. Bear with me while it loads in. I just want to see if these trees are going to be affected by the wind force. I don't think they are because we haven't used speed tree. So let's have a look. Yeah, those trees are blowing. Got a bit too much anti-aliasing on this at the moment. No, as I said, it's just an object, so I wouldn't imagine that we can use that in the speed trees. So we'll get rid of that one. It's a shame because this is quite a cool tree. Let me just double check that a minute. Let me go to terrain. Let's go to trees. Go to add tree. Let's just whoops. Add tree. What was it called? Right, let's look for Zelkova. That should be easy to find. Okay, so let's add Zelkova. This one here. So now let's go and see what happens when we don't put quite that many down. Hold on a minute. That's not the one, sorry. It's this one. Let's load back in again. Might be lucky. If so, I'm going to replace a lot of the trees in this level because I think these trees are actually better looking. What I should do is put a... Yeah, I can see they're not actually blowing. They're not, are they? No, they're still. They're dead as a dodo. Now what we could do though is we could actually use them in the distance if you wanted to. That'd be quite cool. Doesn't matter if the ones on the hill are blowing really. They'd probably look quite cool up in the distance. So, what else have we got in here? You've got your props here. You've got things like your benches and the things we went through before. You've got some street signs and some tables, a stove. The stove's quite cool. Store shelves are good for the shops. So you're getting a fair bit for your money. Now you've got roads as well. Nothing major. This sort of thing. Again, different. Quite cool actually. And we've got the intersections. Like this. Possibly for use later on down the line when we're perhaps somewhere else in the game where it's not quite as destroyed. Some areas of the country where it hasn't been destroyed. So that's all I want to do today, guys. I just want to lay down some of these new buildings and just show you what the asset pack's like. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty cool. Again, we haven't put the foliage on that one, but if you go back over to what it looked like before, they can actually look quite cool. And we're going to end with just me showing you walking around them in the actual player build. I'm just taking a little stroll through the city and seeing what it's like at the moment. Okay. We have super jump. The cars are something else that I think you're going to need to go. They're kind of placeholders for when we get something better. And as I said, I've gone a bit silly with the trees, but... So here we come. So we've got the shop. We've got the tills. Nothing major, but it all helps. Then we come into our house. Got a trash bin there. And there we go. Now, anyone want a cup of tea? No? Again, I can remove all these, and we can basically we can put furniture in all the upstairs levels. And of course we put another shop over here. We want to change that around a little bit so it doesn't look identical. Some weird shit going on there. Worry about that later. So yeah, so there we go. So let's turn this off. In the next tutorial we'll start filling these buildings up a bit, I think. Clear the stairs. And start making some cozy buildings. Start making them look like they've at least been lived in. I mean, this one looks like it's been lived in. It looks like it's a show home. So I mean, we need to mess this one up quite a bit. Just the solemn chair on its own tipped over is not going to do it. I mean, we're going to need to, we're going to need to tip shit up and stuff. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've been Darren Simmons for Gaming Institute, and I will see you on the next one.